want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact.
Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Oliver Nshom, international speaker and coach, this show is for speakers ready to grow influence, land paid gigs, and make a global impact. Tune in every Tuesday and Friday weekly for insights, interviews, and strategies to help you thrive on the world stage. Let's go global. Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice goes beyond borders. Hosted by Oliver Nshom, international speaker and coach, this show is for speakers ready to grow influence, land paid gigs, and make a global impact. Tune in every Tuesday and Friday weekly for insights, interviews, and strategies to help you thrive on the world stage. Let's go global. Welcome to the Global Speaker Advantage, the #1 podcast where your voice...
Hello, everybody. Welcome and welcome and welcome and welcome. We are so excited to have you tonight in this particular masterclass. Thank you, everybody, and for making it part of this is so cool. Um, Let us know which part of the world you're watching us from, right? If you're watching us, comment on the comment. Let us know which part of the world you are watching us from. I'm so excited tonight, and we're going to be learning a lot of principles and frameworks and formulas that are going to help you to skyrocket your professional speaking career and, of course, your public speaking. And you would never mess up in a meeting, in a conference, wherever you find yourself, right? You would never, ever mess again. All right. So if you're watching us right now, let us know which part of the world you're watching us from. And if you're watching us from Minnesota, let us know. If you're watching us from Texas, let us know. You're watching us from Europe, let us know. If you're watching us from South Africa, Germany, Ireland, really good. All right, so come on. Let's know your country. Your country. Let's know what you're watching off of. Okay, it's gonna boom, 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 boom. All right, so let's go. Let's know if you're watching us from YouTube, Facebook, whichever platform you're watching us. Okay, let us know. Indicate. Let us know which part of the world you're watching out from. Okay. Okay. YouTube. Great job. Great job. And to the Facebook community, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. This is beautiful. Okay. Um, let's know which part of the world you're watching this from. Today, as we dive deeper into our PPC formula. Okay. As we dive deeper into our PPC formula. All right. So I want to appreciate in a very special way my assistant that is standing right there in the backstage, doing a great job. Thank you so much, Emanuela, for the phenomenal job you're doing. Awesome, 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 awesome. Great job, great job, great job, great job, great job. Awesome. Yeah, we have some people joining from Iowa, different parts of the world. Yeah, I can see Kelly Pride is joining us from another part of the world. Beautiful. Okay. So just let us know which part of the world you are joining us from. Okay. Today we're going to be learning quite a lot of interesting things. All right. So without any wastage of time, I want to dive straight to our teaching of today. So today, you see in the first slide there, uh, our technician. As you can see, as our technician will be putting on the first slide, we're going to be talking about the PPC formula. The PPC formula. Well, the PPC is a framework that I came out with a couple of years ago, and this framework has really helped hundreds of people around the world, and we believe that tonight is going to be helping more than hundreds and why not thousands of people. All right, so I will ask you to get your pen and get your jotters as we dive deeper on this topic, the PPC formula, what it is all about. What is it all about? Okay. So Are we good to go with the first slide? So we're going to be looking at people, person, then place, then cliche. People, place, cliche. People, place, cliche. Yeah, and that's literally what the PPC formula is all about. People, place, cliche. All right. So, have you ever found yourself in a meeting or in a birthday party, and I mean, like, you ask a question, and suddenly you're surprised by somebody to give a word, to say something that you are really not ready for that, right? If you ever find yourself somewhere where somebody just surprise you, somebody just asks you to say something, you did not plan to say anything, maybe in a birthday party, maybe in a friend's anniversary, maybe you're just hanging out with friends, and somebody just say, "Hi, Kelly, say something. Hey, Emanuela, say something. You know this person's who is celebrating this birthday. Can you say something in this birthday? Can you say something in this anniversary? Can you say something in this celebration?" And you're like, "Whoo, why me?" Like, ever experienced that? I want to see on the comment section. Just write on type on the comment section. I. If you've experienced that before, just type I on the comment section. Okay. Let's just see that I. Right. So what does that mean? It means that you need to arm yourself so well that anywhere you go, you should be able to express yourself. Anywhere you go, you should be able to say something, whether you are being surprised or you are not, you're not surprised. Okay. Means that wherever you find yourself, be in the plane, be in the train, be it in the vehicle, be in the workplace, in the corporate rooms, bathroom, wherever, you should be able to say something, whatever the circumstances. And that's exactly what I'm going to be walking you through today. All right, how to be able to say something when you don't know what to say. How to be able to say something when you do not know exactly what to say. All right, and that of course makes you look like an expert. It makes you appear as an expert, and of course that can lead to more opportunities. So the first P on the PPC formula, right? The first P on the PPC formula is standing for two words. The first one is people. And the second one there is actually what I call person. Okay, you can say people or person. All right. So the first P there is standing for people or person. Now, what do I mean by people or person? All right. So people or person, people or person, people because most of the time, if you go to a wedding anniversary, and then they ask you to talk about the couple, you're not going to talk about the man or the woman, right? You're not going to talk about one person. You have to talk about the two about the couple, which is two people. So you cannot just talk about the person who first. You have to talk about both, both of them. And when you go to a birthday party and you are asked to talk about that person celebrating the birthday, you talk about the person. So that's why I'm saying it's either one person or two people. I want to start with what do you do when it is one person? When it's one person, you talk about the person. Okay? Talk about the person. And then when you're talking about the person here, think about the best experiences you had about with the person. Okay? The best memories you had with the person. It could be your classmate in the middle school, it could be your classmate in elementary school, it could be your classmate in high school, your classmate in university, your colleague in the office space. If that is the experience you had with the person, talk about what stood out in those experiences. Of course, I'm going to give you some practical examples and case scenarios that you can actually relate. Then, moving forward, if it is about people, okay, if it's about people, all right, like a couple, you can talk about, you start with the person that you knew first. Start with the person you knew first, all right? So you can start here, actually, you can start with one person, all right? You can start one person, then you talk about the person, then you go to the what? You can start with the man, you go to the woman, you go to the woman, you go to the man. Assuming that the friend you knew first was actually a man. So what we talk about John, James. James was an incredible classmate. James was my classmate in the university. We studied together. We sat together in the same classroom. We had the same lecturers. We had lunch together during school. And one thing I remember about James very well is that James was a very nice and a kind person. And I believe so much that Joanna has just met the best of her husbands that she could ever imagine. Because after knowing James for 5 years, this guy has been so incredible in my journey, and I believe that it is going to be a wonderful blessing, a wonderful union together between James and Joanna. You see, and Joanna being a very meek and a kind woman, she would definitely have a wonderful companion, James, which has always been a gentleman. You see what I'm doing? So I'm taking from the angle from which I know best to the angle which I know least. So that's how you couple things together. Now, if it's about a birthday and you're talking about one person, you cannot say Kelly Kelly has been a colleague of mine since 2017. We work together on key projects, and Kelly has always proven enormously so much energy in whatever she's doing. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she's committed in whatever she does. And if you want to give something to somebody who can do it, then you want somebody who will execute it without any excuses, then go to Kelly, because she does it unapologetically all the time. And I think someone like Kelly is one of the reasons why I'm here, and I'm so proud of Kelly. Right, I'm so super proud of Kelly. You see, that is we're still on the first letter P. Okay, that we're still on letter P. Right. So, and guess what? We are talking about the person or the people. The person or the people. So that is what you do when it comes to talking about the person or the people. All right, that's the first P, right? We can already take that's the first P in our PPC formula. So the second P in this context is very intriguing. What does the second P actually talks about? What does the second P talks about? The second P talks about the place. All right, the place. Okay, can you all type place on the comment section? Place. What is the place? The place is actually where the celebration is taking place. Okay. The place could be in a church, it could be in a banquet hall, it could be in a school hall, it could be in an auditorium, it could be in a restaurant, it could be anywhere. All right. So when you talk about, for instance, you're talking about Kelly's birthday, you could not link the same. It's thanks to Kelly's birthday that we're in this beautiful banquet hall in Michigan. It's thanks to Kelly's birthday we're in this beautiful banquet hall here in Michigan. And I'm so delighted and I'm so excited to be seeing these beautiful faces and all of these great people right here. All right. You see how you're going? Talk about the person, now you talk about the place. And of course, the lady who did the deco or the team that did the deco, they did a fantastic job. Can we give them a hand of applause? So you see, we're talking about the place, all right? We're talking about the place. You want to see how beautiful, how wonderful is the place because of that person that actually we're celebrating his birthday or we're celebrating the anniversary, all right? So that is what happened with the place, right? That is what is going to happen with the place. That is what is happening with the place. So think about how do you feel being there? Is the place too warm, cold, nice? Do you like the breeze? Do you like the cool? Do you like the coolness? Do you like the people you see there, right? Do you like the trees you see there? Do you like the greenery you see there? All right, that's a place. So think about what you've seen there that is so good, that's so comforting, that's so inspiring and motivating. Talk about it. Talk about it. That is how you handle it at the level of the place. And so when we move from the place now, we can always go down to what, which is actually one of my favorite part of this formula, which is what we call the cliche. The cliche. Okay. Nelson Mandela once said that education is the greatest weapon you and I can use to change the world. And I totally believe in that. Yes, education is the greatest weapon you and I can use to change the world. That's what Nelson Mandela said. All right. So how do you look at that? How do you see that? That's a cliche. So the point here about the cliche is that you can actually bring a quote from an influential person, from your parents, from your teachers, from your lecturers in the university. You can bring a Bible verse, all right, that can still be a cliche. So the idea of a cliche is just to have a wise saying or to at least have something that people can be inspired by. You say it and then you connect it to the celebrants or to the celebrants, right? So in this case, let me take the case of getting assumably, okay, but let me give you a perfect hypothetical scenario. Okay, let's assume today is Kelly's birthday. We talk about the person, we talk about the place, and we talk about the place. Okay, three, two, one, let's go. I met Kelly in 2017 while I was in college. I was on the first day as we were onboarding into the campus, and what happened was that she gave me a smile. And when I went class after the first lecture, it happens that we all walked into the canteen together, and Kelly was like, "Will you mind to share with me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, why not?" So that's how I shared with her during the break. And guess what? At the end of the day, we became very good friends, and eventually we have been supporting each other throughout the undergrad program or the undergraduate program, and we all completed a master's together. And Kelly has been that friend that you can look up to at any time, you call her at any time, and she definitely responds to you. She's having an open heart, open mind, willing to learn all the time. And most importantly, she is so passionate and determined in whatever she does. So, look for somebody who can execute. This is the person. Kelly is your go-to person. Frank, it's actually thanks to Kelly's birthday. I'm in this beautiful hall in Boston. Wow, what a beautiful scenario. What a beautiful environment. What a beautiful city. And of course, I'm so happy and glad to see these beautiful faces and these awesome people in this hall. Look at how beautiful the walls are. And I mean, like the people that decorated this hall deserve a hand of applause. Let's give it to them. Let's give it to them. Let's give. Frank, when I was growing up in Africa, I used to go to the farm every weekend, like on Saturdays with my dad. And anytime I go to the farm with my dad would always tell me, son, you got to believe in yourself. Because in this life, if you never believe in yourself, number one is you. I was just 7 years old. I never really heard my dad used to say when he keeps telling me that I have to believe in myself. But guess what? When I grew up, I realized that what I used to say was really true. I got to believe in myself because if I don't believe in myself, no one is going to ever believe me. Now, I strongly believe that we are all in this hall because we see a great superstar, a great woman who believes in herself more than any other person, right? So Kelly has always believed in herself, and that's one of the reasons why I believe now. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I'm here today in Boston celebrating her birthday. And so I want to challenge you, listening to me right now. You got to believe in yourself. What are you doubting yourself in? What are you that you cannot do? But you have the potential to do it. And I just want you to be like Kelly, believe in yourself, and who knows, tomorrow we may come celebrating you. Uh, Once again, happy birthday to Kelly and cheers to everybody. And uh, I wish you all the best, even as you receive back home and to take care of your families. Happy birthday, Kelly. God bless you. That's it, guys. That is it. Okay, that is it. That is it. So that is the PPC formula for us for a birthday. Okay, that's the PPC formula for us for a birthday party, right? So if you're having a birthday and you want to give a word, a toast, you do something. Talk about the person that you express to the person. Talk about the place where you are right now and how you feel about the place. And then talk about the cliche. Take the Bible verse. Take a quote. Take a wise thing. Take a Japanese proverb, take an American proverb, take an African proverb, and punch it, and then connect it to the celebrant. And there we go. And that is it. And that is it. And we are done, right? And we are done. So let's look at it in the context of people. Okay. Let's look at it in the context of people. What is not Kelly, like what is not an individual? What if it is actually uh, a couple or kind of two people? Two people. What do we do when it's actually two people, not just one person? Okay, let's look at that context and see what happens. So when there are actually two people, what happens is that you take the person that you are more friendly with, right? So if it was the man that you first met, you start with the person. You start with man. If it was a woman, you start with the woman. So, for instance, let's take the case of Joanna and Johnson. Joanna and Johnson. So I met Johnson for the first time in 2024 in France. So I was flying to Chicago in an aircraft. And one of the things that actually stood out Johnson was that this gentleman, he was very calm even as he took his seat right in an aircraft, and he was putting the Afro African, and it's been quite a long time. I've not seen somebody with the African Afro, and I look at this guy. I said, "Hey, hey, my name is Oliver Nshom," and he said, "My name is Johnson, and I worked in New York City. I am lawyer and all of that." So I'm like, "Oh, nice meeting you." And that's how we exchange contacts, and I'm so fortunate to have been the friend of this guy after just kind of 2 years we met each other. He has been a great influence in my life, and I've been able to learn a lot from his wisdom as an attorney, and I'm so privileged to be part of his inner circle. And thanks to this connection had with Johnson, he introduced me to his wife, Joanna, and Joanna has been such a wonderful personality in my life, and together with the husband, they have been so instrumental in my public speaking career and my professional speaking career. And it's such a privilege to be in this hall today celebrating their 15th anniversary in the beautiful city of Minneapolis, in St. Paul, Minnesota. What an opportunity! What a day! This has brought me to really see the wonderful together and the beautiful relationships and families that are keeping. I can see hundreds of people in the hall, and it's such a blessing to be in the midst of greatness. I see greatness in this room. So it is often said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the dream. These are the words of Helen Roosevelt, the wife of Franklin Roosevelt. Uh, Helen Roosevelt brought this at a time when there was a lot of chaos and doubt and questions in the country, and people needed motivation, people needed hope, and so she was delivering the token medicine. And when I look at this couple, I really see that they did not come here by chance. They came here by designing, and you see the glorious, glamorous, beautiful life they're living. It's not by accident that they're living this kind of life. They took time and plan for it and work for it, and eventually they came here. And you may be in this hall and you will love to emulate their lifestyle. You love to emulate their values. You love to emulate the way they do things, the way they're building up their family. And I just want to challenge you. Like Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of the dreams. Some years ago, like 20 years and 50 years, they were just young people daring and dreaming and aspiring, hoping one day they're going to live together. They're going to get married. And here they go. They finally got married and they're doing so well. So I just want to challenge you. I don't know how you look at about your future, but I just want to let you know the future truly belongs to those who believe in the dream. You believe in your dream, you believe the kind of family that you want to have. I bet you definitely get to this point where that has brought us here to celebrate with Joanna and John. And that is it. So I want to challenge you. What is your future going to look like in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? All right. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll be here celebrating not only your wedding, but your anniversary. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for having me here. And of course, such an honor and a privilege to be able to say a word in this anniversary of a very dear friend and a dear one, Johnson and Joanna. Happy celebration to everybody. Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and feel free and wish everybody a wonderful celebration. Yeah, you see, I just nailed it, guys. I just nailed it. And that's the PPC formula. That's the power of the PPC formula. Right? Imagine that I just took the mic. I never knew what to say. I never knew how to start. It could have been so embarrassing. That's exactly how a lot of people have embarrassed themselves, ridicule themselves in public. It's not nice. So more people with a lot of money, a lot of wealth, don't know how to express themselves, right? A lot of people with wealth, they don't know how to express themselves, right? And again, there's no way. There's some people who cannot hide, right? They can't hide. Anywhere you go, they'll always point at you. Say something, madam. Say something, mister. Say something. And you're like, why is it that anywhere I go, they always ask me to say something? And you're like, what's wrong with me? And then don't stop saying what is wrong with me. Start arming yourself, building yourself, empowering yourself, developing yourself, and getting yourself ready. Because every time that you are asked to say something and you refuse to say it, you just miss an opportunity in life. It just means to inspire somebody. It just means to bless somebody. It just means to actually motivate and give someone hope who is hopeless. Think about that. So it's good to arm yourself. And now is the best time. And congratulations for being part of this webinar because this is how we do it. This is the way to go. When you have a master of the PPC formula, you can always maneuver your way out. Be it in Tokyo, be it in China, be it in Germany, be it anywhere in the world, you always maneuver your way. Okay. So now that you already know the PPC formula, you master the PPC formula. What next? Application. Application. All right. Application. Now that you master it, you got to apply it. You got to apply it. You got to apply it. You got to apply the PPC formula now that you master it. Now the question is, how do you apply the PPC formula? I was teaching some people here in the United States, and they did so well, with the PPC formula. So I taught them the PPC formula, and I taught them how to deliver a talk. Now, as a speaker, many of you here would love to become speakers, but you have to be able to master your PPC formula apart from the fact that you want to become a speaker. So most of my public speaking workshops that I'm training around the world, I always teach people the PPC formula, how to sell themselves, how to introduce themselves before we get to the real public speaking masterclass in the training session. All right. So I remember when we started the meal, talking about the PPC formula and how to introduce yourself. And then many of you may be asking, Oliver, how do I introduce myself with my friends in the meeting? Okay, when I hang out with friends, how do I introduce myself with that and sell myself, right? So this is kind of going to be a bonus for this webinar. We talked about the PPC formula. We know that you have a master of it already. You just have to practice more. I want to talk about how do you introduce yourself. Some people just say, "My name is Oliver Nshom. I'm a speaker." Blah 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 blah. No, you don't do that. In this opportunity, you put money on the table. All right. How do you introduce yourself? Okay. If you want to know how to introduce yourself and close deals, you want to know how to introduce yourself and get contracts. You want to know how to introduce yourself and people around the world and get opportunities. Just type number 2 on the comment section, okay? And I'm going to dive directly to it and share with you how you can introduce yourself, right? Yes, Chair. Nadia. Nadia is watching. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I can see some people in the inner circle in the room, right, watching. That's beautiful. So, how do you do that? How do you do that? Okay, 4 things, 4 key things. I want you to write that. 4 ways to introduce yourself. Now, 4 things on how to introduce yourself. What you say to sell yourself. All right. Now, let's go. Number 1, your name. Your name. Type name on the comment section, somebody. Okay? Your name. That's so important. Name. Your name is very important. You don't introduce yourself by you starting with your name. Let people know the name. Okay? If your name is too long, make sure you give a name that is shorter. All right. If your name is too long, make sure you give a shorter name. Okay. Number 2. Your family. Okay. Your family. You could talk about your siblings and your parents. That is very important. All right. Number 3, your profession or your career, what you do. That is so important.
your profession or your career. What you do, that is important. Then number 4, the catchphrase. Catchphrase. Okay, catchphrase. I'm going to explain what I mean by the catchphrase. And the bonus number 5 is your result. Your result. Did you see that? Let me give you a practical example. I can introduce myself. Okay, assuming that let me introduce myself as somebody who's married and somebody who's not married and somebody who's married. So if you're not married, you have 7 siblings or 6 siblings. You say something like, "My name is Oliver Nshom. I'm from a family of 7 siblings, 1 girl and 6 boys. I'm a global speaker. One interesting thing about me is that the past 15 years, I've spoken virtually and physically in 16 countries. And I just came back from Los Angeles. I was leading a public speaking workshop with some amazing entrepreneurs, African American entrepreneurs. Thank you. That's it. All right. That is it. You see, I talked about my name, my family, my career. One interesting thing you need to know about me. Again, this is what we call the catchphrase. The catchphrase because people love to hear that. All right. It's like your name was not really interesting. Your name was not cool. Your family was not cool. Your career was not cool. What was very cool is the result. Now, people are interested to know the result. What have you achieved? What you do? It doesn't suffice to just tell people your career or what you do. No, you want to know the result of what you do. And what was my result? I said, for the past 15 years of my career as a speaker, I'll be able to speak in over 16 countries, virtually and physically. That's the result, all right? And I just came back from Los Angeles, California, where I was doing a training to some entrepreneurs, workshop on public speaking. Now you already feel like if I want to learn how to speak confidently, eloquently, in a persuasive way, with confidence, guys, this is the guy I want to go to. And that is how people walk up to you after the meeting, after this introduction, after the session, and say, "Hey, Oliver, teach me public speaking, coach me to speak for a fee." And that is how you introduce yourself, friend. That is exactly how you introduce yourself. All right. So if you're learning, I want you to comment on the comment section. I am learning. All right. If you're learning, write on the comment section. Value, value, value. You're learning some things. I want you to type value on the comment section. All right. For those who are watching live on the room, comment live. If you're learning some things, comment value on the comment section. All right. And let's go. Value, value, value. Okay. Comment value if you're learning some stuff. All right. So where are we going from here? Where are we going from here? So we've learned the PPC formula, and we are right now on the we've learned the PPC formula. We've learned how to introduce ourselves, right? Which is very, very important. How to introduce ourselves in meetings, how to introduce ourselves wherever we find ourselves, which is very, very important. So at this point, we are going to share with you information that can be able to guide you even as we move forward. All right. Some information that can guide you even as we move. So um our tech expert, I just wanted to watch I did a workshop last year in Minnesota. I just wanted to watch the transformation, a public speaking workshop. I just wanted to watch the transformation that happened in the people that participate in the people that participate in the workshop then, even as you learn the PPC formula and how to use yourself. Okay, have a look at this. Have a watch this, and then look at what happened. Okay,
Specifically
great.
happened, I was
Okay,
much more
have a look.
versatile, like I walked inside the house. I learned how to cook that year.
So mine was 2021. It's actually funny because that was the last year I worked at a company I've been with for over 6 years. And it actually is an amazing lesson for me because I left that company because they compromised my values and my integrity. I don't want to go into super big detail about what happened, but I was working with kids at a public school, Bloomington ISD 271. and some of the staff were doing things
The guy who took the video is
I
upside down.
I couldn't really imagine that was happening.
That's
Because you go into this field for
The guy who-
kids, loving kids, being there for
just
kids.
listen to
And
it. Okay.
the things that I found out and witnessed, it just changed everything, and I couldn't be a part of that company, even though I loved being there. I loved the impact I was giving, but I just couldn't be there anymore. So it showed me and it taught me the lesson to never compromise your integrity and your values.
Nice. Did you get it? Awesome. So that was the situation before, and that was the situation after, right? That was the situation before and the situation after. And this is so important because as a speaker, there are some things you don't have to do, and there are some things you got to do, right? All right. Yes, sir. Step forward. Okay. So please, you see what I do, right? So please, when look at this one. Anyway, you want to speak, when they give you the microphone, never use talk. You hear that? Anytime they give you the microphone, give yourself at least 5 seconds before you start talking. That's very professional. Because by the time you're talking, people need to create what you're saying to hear for it before you say it. Does that make sense? And if possible, start with a statistic, a story. Don't just start by greeting. What start with the old school. The new school story is that something that can engage people immediately. Okay? Hold on. You know what we're doing again. Alright? Everybody's old school. Go straight to the point. Is it clear? You'll start with just with the story. Anytime you want to say something very powerful, very interesting, you stop. And then you say, let's go. 3, 2, 1, 0.
COVID happened.
What happened? Okay, then 5 seconds is called acclamation. Did she acclamate? Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, 0.
COVID happened. I got locked out. Everything was locked. I gotta learn how to cook because everything is like closed. You can't order food because at that time DoorDash was not my thing. So what did I do? YouTube with my friend. I started cooking some other foods and I was happy because of that.
Okay, that was brilliant. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, 0.
Life, people, work, challenge your integrity, your values. That's the time when you really need to look inside yourself, the parents that raised you, and the ups and downs that you've overcome in your life. And never let those compromising situations change you. 2021, that happened to me, and I remembered my family. I remembered my parents. I remembered what I've been through as a refugee coming to this country. And I stood for my values, and I went away from people that compromised those.
All right, so Terrible 10, clap for him. Terrible 10, clap for him. Everyone clap for 10. All right, guys. Great job, great job, great job. If you got something, you see, communication is very important, right? So communication is very important. How to communicate is very important. As a speaker, as somebody who just wants to introduce himself or herself in a meeting, all right, that is so important. So what are we saying? We are never saying that for you to succeed in your career, you need effective communication. And like it is often said, if you take 2 people, 1 and 2, and then person 1 is very, very talented, smart, very intelligent, maybe he's a scientist or a
So much
mathematician,
fun.
whatever he is doing, I bet you, friend, if you put the 2 people, The person that is technically intelligent and smarter, and the person that is averagely intelligent and smarter, but highly eloquent in communication, I bet you, if you put these two people together, the person that is highly good in communication will always beat the person that is technically intelligent hands down. And that is why in the organization where you're working now, maybe you know your job very well, but the promotion you're waiting for is not always coming. And people come in and join you before they notice they are being promoted because they communicate well, they speak well. And so the challenge for you is, how is your level of communication in the scale of 0 to 10? How well do you communicate? How effective can you communicate in the scale of 0 to 10? Because with the world we are living right now, artificial intelligence, AI, Internet of Things, you need to know exactly how to communicate. Because if you don't master your communication, people will seize the opportunities from you. They will grab all the opportunities that you always hear, that you've gotten. They will get the opportunities for you. And that's why it is so paramount, it's so important to master communication. Because communication is the master key. Once you have a master of effective communication, you can do anything anywhere in the world at any time with whoever, and life will never remain the same. And so, my friend, I've been in this industry of communication for quite a long time. This is 15 years already down the line. I've trained and spoken to over 23,000 speakers, Asia, in Africa, in Europe, in America, where I'm currently right now. And I'm excited to do this thing always. Okay, so here you can have some of the clients I've trained in the past. Okay, you just watch some of the videos of what I've been able to do training in different countries. Okay, just watch 1 or 2 or 3 of the such videos that I've trained. Some people have trained, and listen to what they have to say from our trainings. Okay, enjoy the videos.
And I'm going to be right back. From Oliver today. His passion is truly contagious, and if you're a speaker looking to tap into some of that passion, but also the strategies to become a speaker, an international speaker, you should definitely attend one of Oliver's talks.
Wow, if you're looking for a high impact public speaker, a professional speaker and coach, look no further. Oliver just brought it home today, and I'm so shaking right now because he taught us today how we can become highly paid global speakers. And he shared so many nuggets. I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. I was basically sitting at the edge of my seat, and I feel like I'm a billionaire today just listening to Oliver. Billionaire because I'm going to go out there and do a lot that I can make a lot from. Being paid for the value I bring, because we have so much value, but we don't know how to bring it out to people, and people are missing out on these values, and they're ready to pay millions for it, but they don't know how to reach us. Today, Oliver taught us how we could connect with the people that need us so that we can also get what they have to reward us for. And I'm so happy to have been here today. I'm looking forward to the next boot camp that Oliver will be organizing, and please do not miss it for anything in the world.
The impact that on me in his presentation today. In particular, it was like this recipe, this combination of combining my why with who I am, with what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, building kind of the infrastructure for my public speaking. And highly recommend Ray to anyone who's looking to build their public speaking practice. Really an awesome mentor, coach, for anyone looking to get into this industry. Thank you for all that you contributed to my journey today, and look forward to connecting with you in the future.
A medical doctor and holistic natural healer for cardiovascular health and blood pressure balance. For years, I have consumed the inspirational and transformational content of Oliver Nshom, and seeing how, applying his own principles in his life, he was able to move from a national to an international speaker and thought leader, gave me no doubt that he was the right person to help me expand my influence through public speaking. My expectations were to master the art of public speaking, gain clarity on how to structure my message, and develop the strategies to penetrate into the international public speaking space. Oliver Nshom helped me to go beyond my expectations and to bring out my unique speaking voice. And I am happy to share that at this moment I have 2 pending international speaking gigs, one in South America and one in Africa. This training, however, did not come cheap. I chose to pay a premium price for this training. And one thing that made me to pay a premium price for this training is what Oliver Nshom told me at our initial enrollment call. Oliver Nshom said, I could do this for you for free, but if I do it for free, I will not be helping you, because you will only attract people who will want you to do things for them for free. Instead, I'm going to charge you a premium price so that you can be able to charge others a premium price. I can categorically say that that was a single mental shift I needed to transform my own personal business. By paying a premium price for this training, it gave me the confidence to charge others up to 10 times what I was charging before, and people are actually valuing my services even much more. Thank you, Oliver Nshom.
Yeah. Great job, guys. Great job. So at this point, this is interesting. Thank you so much, my friends, and for these wonderful testimonies. And great job. So at this point, thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this webinar. I'm super duper excited, and even those who are going to be watching this after. So I'm together with my team. We're doing 2 trainings. So the first training we're doing is a 30 days public speaking training. That this training is going to be like on the next 30 days. So it's kind of day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, up to day 30. So this public speaking training is we do that here in the United States. We train people at $250, kind of just a training. So those who attend this event, this webinar, they're going to receive the training with a discount of 50%. So instead of paying $250, you're just going to pay $200. Okay, we're giving you a 15% discount. So, so in the link right there, you can click the link. We got a link there. My technical team just drop a link where you can actually pay for the training, a 30 days training. Okay, so after the training, you receive a certificate from the Texas Institute of Public Speaking that certify you as a speaker. Did you hear that? Certified you as a speaker. And you can speak in any country. You can speak in our events. You can speak in different events. We can recommend you to speak in different events. So all you gotta do is to click the payment link on the comment section we just dropped, and then you'll be able to pay $200 instead of $250. The discount is only for 24 hours. So if you miss pay it within, you miss the opportunity to get that 50% discount. Now, so what I do with some of my VIP clients that you've listened to some of them talk, I do one Cliche. Okay. Now this is for people who have already mastered the public speaking. They want to get speaking opportunity. They want to be invited to speak in conferences and to be paid to do that. Okay. So if you're at that point, reach out to me. You can just reach out to me through my email address. Okay. So I will reach out to our team on info@talks.com. Okay, my team will drop the email, so you can write to us. Okay, write to us and request a one-on-one coaching session that can prepare you to speak in events. All right, and of course, you can also write to us, or you can schedule a one-on-one session with me for that coaching program. Okay, so you can write to us right now requesting for a one-on-one coaching program on public speaking that prepares you to speak, or you can take the 30 days training that is starting on Monday next week. Okay, so payments end 24 hours, and then we'll do logistics for the number of people that will be coming on board. We'll be onboarding them, and so that's how we can kick off with the training. All right. So at this point, if you have a question, you can drop. Respect your time so much. So at this point, you have a question, you can drop, and then I'll be glad to answer a question or to our team can respond to your question even after. All right. So, like I said, I know be asking me, Oliver, after the coaching program, what next? So after the coaching program, we'll position you in our website, talkspeakers.com, profile for you, where you can be able to actually get speaking opportunities. We can recommend you. We can actually you to be one of the speakers. We have a couple of events coming up in America and in Africa next year, 2025, 26, and you can be one of our speakers in this event. All right. So that is what happens. So either for the one-on-one coaching program or for our 30 days public speaking bootcamp. All right. So at this point, feel free to drop your questions. Our amazing team will respond to you, and we can go there. Beautiful. All right, guys. It was a nice time with you guys. It was a nice time with everybody. And to those are people who are going to be watching this live after, thank you and thank you and thank you and thank you and thank you, even for clicking on this link to watch after. And so, thank you, everybody. I'm looking forward to see you in our next webinar, and we're definitely going to announce that. And probably we're going to be talking about something else, maybe not just what we spoke today. And I'm happy that you were able to learn something. Learn the PPC formula, learn how to introduce yourself. And I'm so excited to have served you tonight with my amazing team. Okay, Emmanuel Ayuk, myself here, and then North from Bahrain in Asia. It's exciting to do that, and this is what we love doing, and we keep on doing it, giving our best shot all the time. Thank you so much, everybody. At this point, we love to close the curtains of this conversation, and we wish you a wonderful rest of the week, of the night, of the month, of the year, of your hour. And until we meet again, remain blessed. My name is Oliver Nshom. See you then.